Welcome to the SEO Plus AI show. My name is Josh Bashinsky. And with me, as always, I have my co-host, Greg Bassani. Say hi there, Greg.
Hello, Josh. How are you today?
I'm doing excellent, my friend. How are you?
Doing great.
Fantastic. Also, we're having people from my group join who, hello, who I will stop the video for. As I presume they don't want to be on. If you do want to be on, sorry, I can turn your video back on if you want. But that's fine. So I got people watching public right now. So we're on live right now. If you've never seen the show before, we do a live broadcast. Right now, we're going out live to my YouTube's channels. You can watch live and ask questions if you want. Make sure to click the subscribe buttons and the likes and the bells and the whatnot so you get notified about when we go live. You can ask live questions on SEO. Also, if you're a member of my underground SEO university, which Greg is also a member and I am the instructor of, you can join from there in the Zoom, and you can ask questions as well. And if they're private questions, I'll answer them privately. If they're public questions that'll help the group, help people in general, I will answer them publicly. So if you've never seen the SEO Plus AI show before, we are the best place online to get information about SEO and AI and the intersection of SEO and AI. I'll change the view. There we go. And obviously, we're not the best place for the excellence in YouTube broadcasting, as you could tell by the stuff going on the screen. But we are the best place online to find information about SEO and AI and the intersection of SEO and AI. Why is that important? Why is the intersection of SEO and AI important? The intersection of SEO and AI is important because that's the way things are going. There is no other industry that exists, I think, that is going to be more affected by AI than SEO. We're going to use SEO to produce all the SEO. We're going to use AI to produce all the SEO content. And we're going to use AI to analyze all the SEO content. And we're going to use AI to tell us all the ranking factors. And we're going to use AI to build all our pages. And we're going to use AI to check all our rankings and automatically change things and shift things. This is the kind of stuff we do here on this show and that Greg and I build in our tool called Keyword Spy. And so today, however, the focus of the topic today is e-commerce SEO. How can AI help build e-commerce SEO? How can AI help change e-commerce SEO? How can AI destroy your e-commerce SEO if you do it wrong? How can AI help you kill it in SEO in terms of making really good rankings? That's what we're going to cover today. So everything about AI and e-commerce SEO we'll be covering today. So before I get to that, just let me quickly check here to see if there's any questions on the tube of Welcome to the SEO Plus AI show. My name is Josh. Excellent. So there's already questions going on here. So let me see if I can answer this. JM, I hope it's not the real John Mueller, asks, my inventory constantly rotates. We sell used items. So is it okay to de-index product pages and just to try to rank category pages? That is an excellent question. That is an excellent question. Thank you so much for asking. Let me just make sure that I'm the most updated here in terms of the questions here. Sorry, one second. Go, do it. Get the most updated stuff. Okay, well, that doesn't seem like that's the most updated, but so I wanted to make sure the questions are not 20 minutes or from it, whatever, 20 seconds from it. Okay, so to answer your question, JM, yeah, so here's a problem with e-commerce SEO. There's lots of specific problems with e-commerce SEO. Problems like your inventory rotating. Problems like the inventory, a page now having to be 404 to 410, or we don't have it anymore. We don't sell it anymore. Josh, should I keep it on there? Problems like I have a huge long list of products on my site, but usually SEO content has text. And I know that the products have text as well, but not like an SEO kind of paragraph. So how do you do e-commerce SEO? Like, are you supposed to have the paragraph text? Are you supposed to just have the long list of products? How is that supposed to work? What do you do for situations like that? So that's all the kinds of stuff we'll be talking about today. So JM, I'm definitely going to answer that in the course of the show. If I forget to answer it, please, by all means, remind me and ask me again. Now, again, I'm just going to adjust my camera here because now that's not working right. There we go. 1 second. Technical difficulties. I'm drinking a La Croix. It's French for La Croix. You can decide whether or not that has alcohol in it, given the technical issues that we're having. Peachy. Okay, so So e-commerce SEO. So there's structural problems for e-commerce SEO, and then there's going to be more fine detailed problems. To answer JM's question before I just move on and forget about it entirely, here's the issue: is that you always want to have something to rank, and if you've got rankings, you never want to get rid of them. But at the same time, if the user can't buy widget XYZ because you no longer sell widget XYZ and you're never going to, well, then you should 410 that. You should 301 it to any pages which are similar in content, is what you should do there. Google will decide with their own algorithms whether they should soft 404 that URL, that 301, which means they will ignore it. They'll ignore that it exists, and they won't count any ranking signals for it. And I would lean on the side of 301ing it, because sometimes Google will be like, oh, I'll keep some of the signals for this because it's close enough, and you never know if it's going to be close enough or not. So that's if you never are going to sell it again. But what if you're going to sell it again in 6 months? Or what if you're going to do it again? What if you know it's going to come back? Well, then what I would do is I would have a mailing list. Keep the page going. Keep the page up there. You never want the page to be gone. If you've got rankings, you never want to get rid of the rankings that you have, right? So I would put a mailing list there and say something along the lines of, okay, this product is out of stock. Put your email here, and we will notify you when it's back into stock, or we will upsell you. We will combine. We will combo. You should be doing combining. You should be doing comboing. You should be doing upselling. You should be doing bundling. You should be doing retargeting. You should have like 8 different conversion buttons on any given e-commerce page of doing all those things. If you don't know what they are, email me. I'll explain that what that means. That's a whole nother show about bundling, retargeting, combining, upselling, repackaging, like all the different kinds of things you can do. Email me at joshbachitsky@gmail.com, and I have a little pamphlet that I give out for that. I'll give that to you. Email me there. But so that's what you need to do, right? You never let you never let a page that was ranking, if it's not ranking, who cares? Get rid of it, keep it. I mean, you really should keep it, because you need page weight, you need internal links, you need site weight to in order to rank. It's a major signal. So you probably should never delete a page, especially if it was ranking. Never delete a page. So I would put a mailing list there and say, we can get this for you. We'll contact you as soon as it's ready. We'll give it to you. Whatever you can do there to please the user. And you don't want your conversion rates to plummet. So you want to make it as easy to sign up for that newsletter or that sign up list, or that promise of contacting you personally, or scouring online and finding it for them, or the bundling or the upselling or the combining, or whatever it is you're going to do there. You need to make it fast, sexy, easy, above the fold, in bright colors that stand out from the other colors so it doesn't blend in, that they can see it with all the calls to action, the CTAs and all the SVPs, the sales value propositions, basically the arguments, the positive reasons why they should sign up, why they should buy, why they should convert, why they should bundle, why they should shop with you in the first place. You need to be selling. ABC. Always be closing? That's right. Always be closing. Always be ABS. Always be selling. You need to always be selling on these e-commerce pages. That is probably the most important thing I could tell you. Now, how can AI help with that? AI can help with that a lot. Right now, you can go to ChatGPT and you can ask it, hey, here's my page, paste it in there, or go to Code Interpreter and paste the whole page in there, or either copy paste it in there or save it and upload it as a file in Code Interpreter. If you pay for GPT Plus, you can get that. And say, hey, analyze my calls to action, analyze my sales value propositions, my SVPs, give me a grade out of 1 to 10 on them, and tell me how I can improve. ChatGPT is actually surprisingly good at doing that. So I would highly recommend, if you're like, hey, I don't know how to do this, you could join Underground SEO University and we can help you with scientific proof of what will boost your rankings. But if you want a quick and dirty, fast, easy, free way of doing it, go to ChatGPT, paste in your page or the important portions of it, say, tell me what my CTAs are, tell me what my SVPs are, and rate them on a scale of 1 to 10, and then give me improvements on how they can improve and how I can sell better, how I can make it more positive and remove any negativity, because that's what you need to do. You need to make the whole perceived psychological, the whole psychological perception of clicking the button, of making the sale, the entire psychological perception, including of using your website, putting up with your website, waiting for your website, filtering through your website. All those things are part of the total package of the perception of converting, and this applies to signing up for software, using a website, buying something on a website. It's all the same. It's all the same psychology. The total perception of the action that they need to take is what you need to take into account, and you need to make as fast as possible, as simple as possible, as non-scary as possible, as non-threatening as possible, as simple as possible, as easily understandable as possible, and never, and as positive as possible. You need to sell. You need to be like, if you do this, you will get this, you will get that, you will get this, you will get that. You will get it now. You will get it today. You is one of the top 5 power psychology words. Can get X, whatever you're promising or giving, today, now, today or now, or the date is another top 5 power psychology word that social science has proven that will boost conversions and boost sales. So you need to improve the total perception of what's going on there. And don't underestimate 2 things. Don't underestimate how important this is. Don't ever underestimate how important it is to do this. It can be the difference between 1 person signing up or 100 people signing up. It literally can make that much difference. So don't think for a second that your product has failed, or that, I can't rank this, or no one wants to buy this product or something like that, if you haven't gone through the process of CRO, because you don't really know. You don't really know. It's like going to a bunch of job interviews and just wearing a t-shirt that's got a huge stain on it and be like, oh, I guess I'm unemployable because no one will hire me. No, you weren't wearing a suit. You weren't wearing a tie. You weren't ready for the interview. People make silly, and here's the other thing you shouldn't underestimate. Don't underestimate how lazy and how distracted and, quite frankly, how silly people are. People are incredibly lazy. People are incredibly distracted, and people are incredibly silly sometimes. And if they see the little tiniest, they're very, very picky these days. And if they see the tiniest little thing that's off, no, I don't want it. I don't want to sign up for it. I don't want to buy it. I don't want to convert. Or in the interview, it's like, I've seen 100 people. This guy, his resume looks great, or it could be really good, but he wore a t-shirt with a stain on it. Next. They can decide not to convert. And you know this very well, because everyone knows about this job interview trick. Or dating, for example. If you go on a date, but you didn't brush your teeth, you got stinky breath, you didn't do your hair, other things, whatever. I've been married forever, so I don't even know what happens on dates these days, but I could just imagine, you go there, you got a giant stain on your t-shirt, maybe a swastika on your arm or something. I don't know what it is, but, and you're like, well, they didn't call me back. I guess I'm undateable. No, you just did not present yourself in the best light. And sadly, that makes like 90% of the difference. 90% of the difference. And it's true for dating. Everyone sees those kind of jokes. And everyone knows it's true for job interviews. So it's true for websites as well. People are that lazy. They are that distracted. I'm not going to say they're dumb. People aren't dumb. They're on their phone. They're watching Dancing with the Stars. They're talking with their significant other. You've got like 3 of their brain cells out of the trillions of neurons. You've got like 3 neurons paying attention to you right now. So that's why you need to make it that simple and that easy. And people are really, really picky these days. Everyone is uber negative because, because of COVID and the stress there and the inflation and everything that's going on with that. People are really, really picky these days. And so what you need to do is you need to be super positive and make it super simple and super easy. You really need, and this is so important for e-commerce SEO. Don't think for a second this is not part of e-commerce SEO. Anyone who's been doing e-commerce SEO for any amount of time will tell you this is the rock solid truth that I'm giving you right now. Pay attention to your conversion rates. You'll make more sales and you will rank better. It is a ranking signal. And so if you want to know how to use AI for that, there's many ways, but the easiest way is to go to ChatGPT, paste in your page and say, tell me about my calls to action, tell me about my SVPs, rate them on a scale of 1 to 10, and you'll be surprised. It'll give you like a rating of 6 or 5. You're like, oh, I thought I was selling better. That it'll be like, you don't even have any SVPs. I don't even see any. If it can't find them, maybe the user can't find them. You don't even have a call to action. Like, where's your call to action? And you might have to help it out. Maybe it's in an image. You couldn't read the image or whatever. And then rate them and tell me how to make them better. So that's pro tip number 1. Never underestimate how important it is for conversions. It can make all the difference. Don't think that you're unemployable. Don't think that you're undateable because you've gone to the interviews, the dates, wearing the wrong stuff. That could make all the difference. It's the same thing with a web page. Don't think that, this business is going to fail or whatever it is, in your e-commerce. Don't think, that you can't sell this product or that no one wants to buy this product or like the price is wrong or right or something. You can't make any pricing decisions until you improve CRO to its max. then you could start making pricing decisions, for example, or that kind of a thing. Although the lower price is always better, of course. And there's other tricks, for example, like having an arbitrarily inflated price that you never were going to sell at, strike it out, and then put the real price, which is lower. Beside that, that often works as a trick as well. Science has proven that will boost conversion rates as well. And so we have tons of other kind of tricks. There's like 100 of them. I can't go through them all on the show. It would take too long. Email me at joshbashinsky@gmail.com to join undergrad at the university, and you can find out some more of those kinds of tricks. Baba Ali, one of my students, asks, can you use discounts and sales to play with the algo? And the answer is yes, of course, right? Because conversions are an important ranking signal, and this has been publicly announced from the COTI Google algorithm, which used to be the Panda algorithm, because conversions and traffic is well known to be a signal. Just what kinds of traffic and from where is the question. Join undergrad at the university to find out. But you need to convert anyway. Like I don't need to, that's not a news flash, right? You're doing SEO to convert in e-commerce anyway, right? If you're not converting, it doesn't matter if you're ranking, you're going to fail anyway. So you need to maximize conversions. And yes, having a discount can definitely help boost you. And perks are definitely a good thing too, to help boost you. If you have 50% off, say you got 50% off. You got free parking, say you got free parking. Those kinds of things could be very, very important for various reasons. Okay. So that is the important thing, number one. Do not underestimate conversions. Do not underestimate how important that is. Let me check to see if there's any questions. So JM, if you have any other questions, please, by all means, add them in there. And we will get to those. Okay, and anyone else watching as well. Okay, so what's the next thing we need to talk about for e-commerce SEO? How can AI help you kill it with e-commerce SEO? Keep watching. We'll get more into this stuff. The next thing I want to talk about is on-page. Okay, so on-page for e-commerce SEO is really, really difficult sometimes because for a number of reasons. Usually one, e-commerce SEO is usually team-based. So you have a design team, a development team, you might have a front-end, back-end team, and an SEO team, which is not always the same team and don't always talk. And then you can get management teams in there with their 2 cents of what should be happening as well, which can really muddy the waters. So that can be difficult. Of course, we've talked about this for client SEO in past shows. We've talked about this for in-house SEO for past shows. It can be very difficult there to navigate those waters, to make sure those waters are navigated right. So make sure you always use a data-driven position, a scientific position. Show them the conversion rates, show them the A/B testing, show them how it could be better if you change this or you change that. That will help you give you ammunition to influence the other teams that are at play to make sure that you can make the changes that you want to make. And it's a very important little piece. It's more of a political piece, but it's an important little piece of the e-commerce SEO. You need to have the data to prove that doing this is going to help you or doing that's going to help you. Where do you get this data? Doing your own testing. You can use AI, the ChatGPT information I just mentioned as well. Could help maybe crowbar them into changing their minds as well. Or again, email me at joshbashinsky@gmail.com, and then we could talk about you joining undergrad at university, where we have tons of data, tons of scientific proof to prove to you what it is you need to do to change these things. But the next thing about the on-page of changing the actual content of the page, which is important, is just the keywords, right? The oldie keywords. And 2 main questions come up there for e-commerce SEO. What keywords should you be going for in the first place? And 2, how do you put your keywords into the page? How can AI help us put our keywords in the page for e-commerce SEO? What kind of special things do you have to take into account when doing e-commerce SEO for your on-page? Well, luckily enough, I've got a very powerful AI tool, which I'm going to show you how you would look at these things and do these things. So let me do the demo. Let me take you through the SEO tool, and we'll take a look. Let me just fix my camera again. Sorry, Raluca. Raluca will cut this out of the production version. Camera doesn't want to stay where it's supposed to be. Okay, so let's run through the demo, and let me show you a couple things there of how AI can really help e-commerce SEO. And you can definitely dominate with AI in e-commerce SEO. You can kill it. You can get much higher rankings by using the right AI tools and using AI in the right way. Let me show you how easily it is to do, how easy you can do it. Okay, share the screen. Okay, so I'm going to be working on this page here. It's boat trailers for sale. And so it's an e-commerce page, obviously. They're selling boat trailers. You guessed it. They're selling boat trailers. It's Lakeside Marine and Motorsports. They're a great company. They're in Georgia, if I recall. And they're selling boat trailers. They got some great prices here. If you're looking for a boat trailer or any kind of marine motorsports, check these guys out. They've got pontoons, tritoons, all kinds of stuff. Now, so we recently were talking in our group about how you would do the SEO for this. And so I want to continue on and I want to show you how you would do the on-page SEO for this. Now, however, the important thing here is the first thing is it's very important to do a keyword research for this, right? So before you decide, I want to rank for boat trailers for sale, maybe there's a better keyword you can go for, which is what you want to be doing. Maybe there's a better keyword than boat trailers for sale that you could be trying to rank for that might be better. And so before you even get to the point of being like, okay, I know my EMQ should be boat trailers for sale. That's what I want to try to rank for. Stuff it in the title, stuff it in an H1 kind of a deal. You should always take 2 steps back and find the most lucrative keyword that you want to rank for. Try to get rid of this here. Try to find the most lucrative keyword that you want to rank for to begin with. So what I did here is I went into Keyword Spy, our online tool, our AI-based tool, and it's an advanced AI tool that can get you boosts. As we can show here. I've shown many weeks the boosts we've gotten recently, and our latest contest winner of who got the highest boosts in the system. And what you really want to do first before trying to just running to a keyword to rank for it is run a keyword discovery report, which is why it says start here. And you can start with a base or seed keyword, and it uses our advanced AI to discover the most lucrative and easiest keywords and niches to go for. And that allows you to better plan your money pages and better plan your supporting pages, better plan topical clusters, better plan silos, better plan avalanche pages, whatever you want to call them. Basically, they're all either ranking pages that make you money or pages to help the pages that make money, which could also be pages that make money. And in my opinion, that's how you should do it. I think everything should be a money page, quite frankly. Why would you build a page that's not going to make you any money or directly make you money? If you can build a page that can directly make you money, that's what I would do. And those pages can be supporting pages as well, as long as they're on the same topic. And so how do you do it? Well, you would go to keyword discovery. You would choose to make sure the difficulty AI is as accurate as possible. You would choose whether you're a top-level expert in the niche. Do you plan on using AI content? This will make it slightly easier. This will make it slightly harder. Just to be as careful as possible. If you use AI in our system and you put it in the green, which I'm going to show you how to do today, then you should be fine. You don't need to even check this. But if you're going to just use ChatGPT or some other crappy AI system, you should probably click this. So that it's a little bit harder to rank, because it will be harder to rank with someone else's AI content, which doesn't have the stats and the science behind it like our AI content does, which is proven to rank, guaranteed to rank you. If you put it in the green, which is very important, you need to follow the instructions. And finally, for this site, because they are a very dominant site in this niche, I decided to click the already using powerful site, the high domain authority. And then I put in here boat trailers for sale, and I ran the keyword report, and as you can see here, it's already done. It's already done here. And so this is what we get, right? So I did a bunch of keyword difficulty reports, and this is what we get for the final ROI, sorting between the keyword ROI and the keyword difficulty. Now, what are each of these things? So what keyword discovery does is it takes a seed keyword, it uses AI to creatively and intelligently expand it out to thousands of different keywords. In this case, we got 1,822 keywords that it expanded out from, just from one keyword. Boat trailers for sale, it expanded it out to 1,800 keywords to cast the widest net possible to find the most lucrative, possibly lucrative and low-hanging fruit, easiest keywords that you can rank for, which is so important for the SEO game to start off every single campaign with, to make sure you're ranking for the right keywords to begin with. It can make all the difference, right? It can make all the difference. And trust me, you don't want to be called up on the carpet by your CEO who says, how come we're not ranking for boat trailers for sale? When you could have tried to rank for something easier, and then you look like the hero in the company and you're getting raises and you're getting pats on the back. That's definitely what you want to do. You want to find the easier keywords to rank for to begin with, and either rank for those only, or at the very least, and work your way up from there. Like you rank for the easiest, then you do another keyword report, rank for the second easiest, the third easiest, until you're ranking for the top level head terms. And you look like and you did it in a record amount of time. You did it as super fast as possible because you built it up correctly. You built it up from the easy keywords first, get the traffic, get the trust, get the rankings, slightly harder keywords, get the traffic, get the rankings, get the trust, slightly harder keywords, et cetera, rinse, repeat, until you're ranking for any keyword in the niche and you look like a superstar. That's how I would do it. So how do you do it in keyword discovery? How does AI help you with this? Well, this advanced AI, which there's no other AI like it on the planet, by the way. You could try it free for 2 weeks. Just go to trykeywordspy.com and try it free for 2 weeks. No credit card or email needed. Go ahead and give it a try at trykeywordspy.com. It's a keyword discovery I'm talking about, and then I'll be talking about Keyword Spy and Editor in a second of how to do the on-page. But again, do not underestimate how important it is to look for the right keywords. And so what I did is I did a keyword difficulty report on around 80 different keywords, 60 different keywords here. And what I did was keyword ROI first. I did all the keyword ROI. Then I did the ones that are hottest in the last 6 months. This one's up 900%, 800%, 600%, 300%. This one's up 300, 300, 300, 275. So these ones are really relevant keywords like new boat trailers near me, boat trailers for sale in my area, yacht and trailer for sale. That's a great one, right? 25-foot pontoon trailer. That's up almost 1,000%, right? And people are willing to pay 32 cents per click, and it has 170 volume. That means it has a good trend value. And we've checked the keyword difficulty for it to get a final ROI on it. And then I also checked the ones that people pay the most for in Google Ads average CPC, like Pacific boat trailers for sale, custom airboat trailers. People are willing to bid $8 a click, $4 a click, $3 a click, $2 a click for these kinds of things, which is much higher than normal because the bar tells you if it's higher than normal or not. And so that is priceless data that's going to help you decide whether you should be ranking for these things. And then what we do is we take that and we sort it by the final ROI, which is basically the keyword ROI, the monthly searches times the average CPC times the hotness, the year-over-year change. That's how we get keyword ROI. And then we times that by keyword difficulty, how difficult the keyword is, to get a final ROI score of what is the easiest keywords to rank for that also have the highest return on investment for you. And that being said, look at this. Look at this. This is really interesting. That being said, boat trailer sales is way easier to rank for. It has a much higher final ROI, Greg, look at this, than boat trailers for sale. Look at that. Look at that. And you would have never known this. And I didn't know this going in. I just believed in our philosophy, believed in our AI system, and it's proven me right once again. Look how much easier it is to rank for boat trailer sales than boat trailers for sale. Look at that. Boat trailer sales is only 21% difficult, right? It's only 21% difficult. And the powerful site is minusing 10% off of this. So it's 21% difficult for this site because, again, it's a powerful site. And they're going to use...
I'm sorry. How different is the top 10 in terms of the results? Like, are there 50% the same, or are they completely different, or are they 90%? I would be curious to see how different. They have to be off a little bit, otherwise the difficulty would be the same. But do you know what percentage like are repeating, or in both rather?
Let me check. So here we have Boat 24, Truck Scout, Boat Trailer Outlet, Load Right, Yacht Focus, SB Trailers, Sal Marine, Venture Trailers, Leon IT Trailers, and eBay, the very last one. The low-hanging fruit that failing everything that our AI has selected for you, the weak the weak sheep in the flock, if you will, that as a wolf we should go for, our AI has already targeted, beep, beep, like the Terminator. And it says, this guy here, Sal Marine, is the weakest out of all of them. And if failing everything else, you can get position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 very easily because they're only at 11 difficulty. And that is a very low difficulty. A very, very low difficulty, right? 40 to 60 is a high difficulty. 11% difficulty is like nothing. And you can see why. They don't have the EMQ in the page, in the title, or the URL. Their page rank is 0.7. 0.07 is their page rank. 7 out of 100 is their page rank. The page focus is only 28%. The site focus is only 12%. The title focus on this topic of boat trailer sales is only 38%. The site has a lot of backlinks, and they have a little bit of organic traffic here. 13 visitors, whoop-de-doo. They don't have any brand awareness. So that our AI is like the Terminator, and it is dialed in, boop, 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 on this niche in particular, and on this weak link that you can bump off that SERP. You can get a QDD, a query deserves diversity bump, and be bumping out spot number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pretty darn easily here, right? And not like the rest of them are that hard. Spot number 3 is only 16, right? eBay is just floating up there, probably because query deserves diversity, and they have some sales on. So I hope Paolo's watching, but instead of boat trailers for sale, which is much harder to go for. Now let's look at this. Boat trailers for sale has Trailers USA, Boat Trader, same ones, but it has Facebook here for some reason. Easy Loader different, equipment different, Marks Marine different, Marine, Boats at different, Caps Trailer different. So it's mostly different stuff. And it's a little bit harder. It's 35%. A little bit harder. The weak link here that our AI is targeted in a Terminator fashion and says, here's the weak link for you. Some of these guys know how to do SEO. Look, we got 100% title in the EMQ. EMQ in the title, rather, sorry. EMQ in the URL for one of them. The page, EMQ in the page, 20%, 10%, 20%. They got partial match. Boat trailers for sale in the page. These guys know how to do SEO here. This is a little harder, right? They've got, some have, the page rank is around the same. We have bigger brands here. This is a brand, Easy Loader. This is a brand, Marks Marine, Marine Warehouse, Caps Trailers. We got brands on boat trailers for sale. But they overlooked boat trailers sales, boat trailer sales. Boat trailer sales. Boom. This is what you want, boat trailer sales. Looks like these guys are getting all the clicks here. They're getting the site links. And again, you could just click the search here to get a search that comes up really quickly. Boom. And it's non-personalized, set to the US with no personalization, a language that is English. Boat trailer sales. You can set this to Canada if you want. If you wanted to do it that way, you could do that if you want. Or you can keep it low, US. You can set this to the UK if you want as well. Just set that UK. Not a problem. And yeah, so these guys you need to get rid of here. Sometimes this SERP might be slightly different than the one we get. They have a Facebook one in here as well, QDD. But that's fine. It's more or less the same. It's more or less the same ones. Okay, let's see what kind of questions we got here. If we have any questions. Boom. Doesn't look like there's any questions for now. Excellent. So guys, ask any questions if you have them. So guys, you need to sort it by final ROI at the end. And you need to find, here's a keyword that you never would have known that you should be ranking for instead. Because it's way easier. Yeah, it's got around the same searches, around the same clicks. That's about the same information. But it's much easier to rank for boat trailer sales than boat trailers for sale. And yes, you could get both necessarily, but you're not necessarily going to get both. Here, also, boat trailers for sale near me is another great one. Now, what I would do for boat trailer sales near me is I would just replace that with your local area, right? So if you're in Winnipeg, Manitoba, you want to do boat trailers for sale, Winnipeg, Manitoba. But the keyword difficulty report for this is pretty much the same, right? The money that's involved in it, the searches involved in it, how hot it is this year is pretty much the same. And so you just would replace this when you do the SEO on your page with your local area of what it is you want to do. Baba asks, can you briefly explain what the number or ratio is for the final ROI? Yep. So the final ROI is the keyword ROI times the keyword difficulty, or divided by the keyword difficulty, which gives you a score. The higher the final ROI is, the better this will be, and the better this will be. So that's what the final ROI is. It factors this against this and gets you the best possible keywords that make you the most amount of money, which is important for e-commerce, right? E-commerce, you need to be at the laser end, the sharp end of the sales funnel. E-commerce wants to be here as much as possible. You do not want to be making information pages here for e-commerce. You want to be here at the end of the sales funnel. That's why you need keyword ROI as part of the calculation. And it's so important to have that as part of the calculation. So there's a lot of other ones here. Boat trailers near me. Boat trader dealers is another good one here. It's a little easier at 28%. You could have done that one as well. Kayak trailer for sale. Now you can go for specific ones. Kayak trailers, pontoon trailers, tri-toon trailers, houseboat with trailer. You can start going for all these different ones here, would be the general idea. You can also sort by keyword difficulty. If you're like, Josh, okay, I just want to go for easy low-hanging fruit keywords. I want to impress my boss. I want to rank fast. I want to rank easier. I want to start making some money on the low-hanging fruit. How would I see that? Well, there's no other AI to do it except for this AI. And you would check keyword difficulty, and you would just click it until you're sorting the lowest first. And look at these unbelievably good keywords to try to rank for, right? That have really awesome clicks. They're even hot this year, and they're super easy to rank for. I don't even know how to pronounce this. Hoosier pontoon trailer for sale. Boom. 13% difficulty. 3% for the targeted one. Look at that.
Wow.
3%. You should be able to get this within a matter of a week. This should not be hard at all. Look at these low-hanging fruit. They can start picking you up a couple sales per month or a sale per month, right? Or this one, Manitou Tri-Toon trailer for sale. 15% difficulty. The low-hanging fruit is 6. Mid-SERP is 8. Come on. None of these people know how to do SEO. None of them. Come on. Pontoon trailer bunks for sale. Boom. The easiest one is $8.95. Our Terminator algo has sniped it for you. And it's saying, shall I murder it for you, sir? And all you need to do is make a page for this. These are so easy. I don't even know how to pronounce this. Chaparral Sonesta 232 trailer. Up 200% in the last 6 months. Boom. Super easy to rank for. 9 is the lowest one at spot 2. Because of its on page. Now, this is how easy it is to rank for on page. You might be like, but that's a French site. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're looking at the on page algorithms. And we're trying to factor out traffic signals as much as we can to get you accurate on page. So when you run the on page reports, that's what's showing up there. So that's not a problem. This is showing you in general how much SEO in general is behind these keywords is what it's showing you. And with a powerful site like this, kind of the world is a bit of our oyster here. And we can start to really dominate these niches. So that's that's the first thing you should do. You need to run a keyword difficulty report. If anything else, sign up for keyword discovery on Keyword Spy. You need it to do keyword difficulty reports. No other AI can do this for you. Greg, can you tell us about the best way they would sign up for keyword discovery if they just want to do keyword discovery alone?
Sure. If people love lifetime deals via AppSumo, for instance, that is coming probably in a week, maybe 2 at the most. So you could wait out till that launches, or you can just go to the upper right and click on subscriptions, and there are 3 plans in there that you can opt in now to, and they're very affordable. So I would check them out.
Super affordable. I mean, like it's such a good tool. It's such a powerful tool that we're right now we're offering for so little money. So it really would be a shame if you don't take advantage of it. My keywords. I have keywords on the brain. My camera's driving me crazy. Again, top show for YouTube excellence, right here. So, yeah, it's such a powerful tool. So, guys, I know I sound like a broken record. But you cannot underestimate how important it is, especially for e-commerce SEO. You need to find the low end of the sales funnel, the sharp end of the sales funnel when they have their credit card in hand and they're getting close to ready to make a purchase. You need to snatch that customer. And to snatch that customer, you need to do a keyword difficulty report to find the sales-based queries in which they're ready to make a purchase and that are easiest to rank for, that either are the top level head term ones, like the ones I showed you first off. So let me show you again. So either you want to sort by final ROI and go for ones with 22,000 searches, 5,000 searches, 22,000 searches, right? You want to sign up for those. You want to make sure you're ranking for those and find the easiest ones to rank for there, like boat trailer sales or boat trailers for sale near me, whatever that is, because Google will just convert that to your local area. Chicago, Illinois, LA, California, New York, Winnipeg, Manitoba. You need to put your local area there, and then you'll be ranking for it. And don't choose the wrong keyword. Sadly, we chose one here, which is much harder to rank for. Now, can you still rank for it with Keyword Spy? Of course. I'm going to show you how to do that in a second, guaranteed to get onto the SERPs at least, and to boost your page, to do the proper on page in a second. But keyword discovery is so important. You need to look at the final ROI to get the big ones. So you could say to your boss, okay, look, we're doing the big ones. But also we're going to do some easy ones here. Look at these easy ones we should be ranking for. The list goes on and on and on. I mean, I found 19. It doesn't get to 20% difficulty until here, until this one down here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got about 20 keywords that are under 20% difficulty. No other tool could find this for you. And some of them they all have low searches, but some are not bad. 30, 40 are not bad. But look, some are willing to pay $3 a click, $1 a click, $2 a click. And look, they're up this year. That's why our AI, our super intelligent AI, has decided to promote them up for you because they have those things, right? That's because they have those factors that are increase your sales for you. They're worth ranking for. And so check them out. Okay. So then let me see if there's any questions about that, guys. Do you guys have any questions on how you would do that or why you would do that? Let me know. Flipper de Flap, apparently. Flipper de Flap is the name. It says, hi, any way to find good backlink opportunities in bulk in a specific niche? That's a great question. Remind me to answer that at the end, because it's not really e-commerce related. But remind me to answer that at the end. Yeah, remind me to answer that at the end. Okay. All right. So now that we've done the keyword discovery research for your e-commerce SEO, and you've found the easiest niches to rank for, and you're ranking for the right keywords to begin with. So it's going to make it so much easier for you to make all your other SEO, both the off-page that you just talked about and the on-page, possible and more easy. Now, what do you have to do? Now, the other kind of concern, I mean, you have to do all of SEO, but the other kind of concern that it comes to that AI can really, really help you with for e-commerce SEO is how to do your on-page. You need to use AI to do the keyword research to find out the proper keywords you need to be using in all your SEO spots. You know your SEO spots, right? They're not as hard to find as some other spots people talk about. The SEO spots, it's URL, title, meta description, H1, and the rest of the body. You need to find out what keywords you're supposed to put in there, and more importantly, not to over-optimize those spots. And that's a huge problem with e-commerce SEO. I bet you don't know, but many e-commerce pages, they have over-optimization. They go way too far and have way too many keywords in there. And I've seen page after page after page getting demoted because they have way too many keywords in the page. In any or all of those various SEO spots that I just talked about. So what you need to do is you need to use an AI and the only way to do this, the only tool possible that could analyze your data and tell you what keywords need to go in what spot is an AI. There's no way to manually do this. You can't just go by a rule of thumb anymore. It doesn't work that way. SEO is more complex. If you just go by a rule of thumb and be like, put your keyword in the title, put your keyword in the URL, put your keyword here, you are going to lose. I'm sorry, but you're going to lose. SEO doesn't work that way anymore. Our science has proven it. Our stats have proven it. You cannot do it that way anymore. Google has said not to do that either. So you can't do that anymore. You need to use an AI to analyze the on-page data. You need to use an AI to analyze the on-page data, he said, as he's so annoyed as a camera. You need to use an AI to analyze the on-page data, and you need to get it to tell you what content you need to put where. But not only this, did you know that AI can now generate the entire page for you and generate the content and stuff the keywords in there while writing a quality article? Yes, it can. AI can do that as well. Why are you handwriting this page? Why are you hand coding the page? That was so 2020. This is 2023, where AI is going to write it all for you. And yes, you're going to rank if you use the right AI tool, and if and only if you have it in the right numbers. The stats prove you can get up to a 12-spot boost. Our stats prove if you put it in the right numbers, you can get up to a 12-spot boost with our system. Let me show you how you would do it. So let me show you here. In Keyword Spy. So I also went here and I did a Keyword Spy report. I put boat trailers for sale in here. I did the most accurate test. I did the top 100s and I went go. And I've already done that report. And it's down here, boat trailers for sale. So let's just quickly look at the report and see what you get. Although when you're building your page, you don't need to look at this at all. Although top level SEOs could take a look at it to get an idea. We actually reverse engineer the actual AIs that Google uses. So we reverse engineered RankBrain here, and we have the RankBrain entities from boat trailers to trailers for sale to boat trailers for sale. And you can see the precipitous drop between this usage and this usage. So you know that boat trailers for sale is, unsurprisingly, for RankBrain, this AI, a very important keyword. What about BERT? For BERT, we analyze both your competitors' keywords, which they're using, but we also analyze the query intent and the term weighting. It's called TW BERT. We do the term weighting for BERT, and we determine what this page should actually be about. And these are the entities that are important for BERT, from most important to least important. Search for a trailer to buy for your boat. Find boat trailers for sale, or browse through available boat trailers for purchase. So these are the important keywords here that you don't have to, I'm just showing these to you so you know what we come up with. These will all automatically be used in your content in all your important SEO spots. It's not like you need to copy and paste them or anything. We have it all for you. We run neural matching. Have you ever heard of neural matching? Neural matching is the workhorse of the Google SEO algorithms that does the majority of the on-page ranking. And we find what metonyms, which is kind of like a synonym, but a little bit different. They use a neural network to process the grammatical entities to find out which words are used commonly with each other. It's not LSI, it's not vector, although there is some vector embedding going on. It is neural matching using neural networks to analyze the structure of grammar. And it's not NLP, it's its own AI that Google has announced that they use. I could prove that to you here, that they use it. Here's the Google Guide to Search Rankings. Here's BERT. The freshness systems we also have, MUM we also have. Here's neural matching here. Have you? Google says right here, here's our ranking systems that we use. No other AI tool gives you keywords for this. Only we give you keywords for this. So it's super important to get these keywords, and we rank them in terms of tier 1, tier 2. We can go down all the way to tier 6 in this case. So we know how important they are in a relationship, and then we do a scoring, a proprietary scoring for them. We do knowledge graph entities here for the image entities. We do DOM vector here, which we're building out this. We're building this out still. It works, but you have to be a member of Underground SEO University. Tune back in. We're going to build this out fully. We have a competitor research here that gives you all the data on all of your competitors, where they're using exact match, where they're using partial match, how many words they have, the count of their keywords, the NLP semantic that they're using, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This is all structured into the AI as well to help you with your settings and help you with your keywords you're supposed to use in your various SEO spots. And then finally, let me get rid of this thing. finally, that's all consolidated for you in the results. And again, we consolidate this all for you. You can take a quick look here at the keywords that have been fully scored. And these are the keywords and the entities you'd want to be using in your page. Here's the phrases, and here's the winning single words. Some AIs have entities that are phrases, like BERT and RankBrain. Some AIs have entities that are words, like RankBrain and Neural Matching. So they're not all the same. Again, a lot of SEO tools out there don't differentiate them. So we do a weighted scoring, and you get the scoring for these that are guaranteed to help boost you on your pages. So just do a cursory glance at these and say, okay, trailers, used, boat, in sale, for sales, trailer, shop, price, boats, item, booting. Okay, great. So that is what the report would look like. But you might be wanting to ask, okay, Josh, great. So I have this report. Now what do I do with it? Well, what you would do is you would go to the editor and you do your on page, and the AI would take the reports that you've done and would use advanced artificial intelligence thinking of how to best structure your page, how to best write your page, and how to make your page. So let me show you how you would do that. And this is going to be for an existing page, because the extra problem for e-commerce is that they also stuff a bunch of keywords in the product descriptions. And you got to be really careful with those product descriptions when you're adding SEO content, that you don't go over-optimized. That's a huge problem that we see in e-commerce all the time. So let me show you how you would plan your page out. Let me show you how you would avoid this and how you could check this out with Keyword Spy to make sure that you're not over-optimized. Okay, so we're going to go to editor here. And I'm going to choose boat trailers for sale. Now, we don't have any page done here. What I'm going to do, what you want to do is you want to use the import feature. And you want to import the page that you want to check the numbers on, which already exists, which in this case is boat trailers for sale. But here's the thing. You might not want to use this URL. The URL you might want to use, because this is not how Google sees this page, right? There's JavaScript in this page, which will change the listings or the parameters of the products that are showing up. You need to know the content that Google is seeing. In order to see that, what I would do is I would just put cache, CHCE, and a colon in front of the URL and hit enter. And when you do that, it's going to show you the cached version of the page that they have and when they crawled it, which was today, September 4th. And then I would click the text-only version. This is actually how Google is going to see your page. This is actually how Google is going to see it. This is the actual content that Google is going to ignore all your JavaScript, and this is how Google is going to see the page. And this is the text that it's going to put in the page that Google is going to put in there. So if at all possible, I've never tried this in Keyword Spy before, and it's always great to try something new when you're demoing something, but I'm going to put this in here and see if I can import it. There we go, boom, perfect. So I'm going to get rid of this stuff because that is not how Google sees it. This is how Google actually sees the page. And this is the content that is actually in the page and what Google actually thinks is in there. And I'm actually going to get rid of this footer here as well, because that is not part of the page either. That also puts in the HTML structure as well that you want, which the DOM vector is going to be very important. That feature is going to be so important when we roll it out. Okay, so now we have 1,400 words. Okay, so right away, it says 1,200 words, 8,000 characters. If you click this, it'll tell you the characters. It shows you the words. Right away, I know that we're going to have an issue. We have 1,200 words or so of how Google sees the page. This is the top navigation, right? This top navigation is also going to have keywords in it. That could be a problem that make you go over-optimized because it's actually in the page. This is actually here in this navigation. And this can be included in what Google sees, right? So what I want to do here is now is I want to run a content report, I want to run a quality report, and I want to run a heat report. And I want to see our numbers, and I want to see if I'm over-optimized. I also want to check to see all the other special places, the title, the meta description, the H1, if there is one. I want to see the main content and the URL to see if they're over optimized as well. So I'm going to show you how you would do that in Keyword Spy very easily. Okay. So right away, we see some fairly big trouble. Let me run the heat report as well. What's a heat report? A heat report is a proprietary AI feature that we have that nobody else has, that takes the actual question that Google asks for their helpful content AI and their review content AI, which used to be the product AI, and now it's the review AI. It does services. It'll review services, and it will review products, and gives you a structured report of a scale of 1 to 10, how well, these are the actual questions that Google asks, how well that you are actually providing a helpful, an experienced, an expertise, an authoritative, or a trustworthy article. And look how poorly it scores. We got a 3 on some, we got a 4 on some. Now I know this is the laser end of the sales funnel, but we should probably have some better information on this page, right? So that we can include the middle of the sales funnel as well. We don't want to exclude the middle of the sales funnel. We want to make sure the end of the sales funnel isn't excluded. We want to include the dip of the spear, so to speak, both the tip of the spear, but the middle of the spear as well. So basically, if someone's researching this site, producing the content, they would not come away with the impression that it is a well-trusted or widely recognized authority on the topic. Look, it's just a bunch of prices. There's no sales value propositions here. Remember the basics of conversions? They're not telling me why I should buy any of these things. And, oh, look, it's all the same image for all of them too, which is a giant no-no. So there's no sales information here that is worthy. Why would anybody buy any of this? There's nothing here that is increasing my desire to buy any of this. All I see is big prices with no justification. And our AI will tell you this. It says, here, look, does the content present information in a way that makes you want to trust it? No, 4 out of 10. Does the content provide substantial value? No, 5 out of 10. Would you expect to see this content in or referenced by a printed magazine, encyclopedia, or book? No, 4 out of 10. This is terrible. This is a terrible heat report. And you are under your competitors here, by the way. Look, the average is 56. The median is 56. You are 49. This page, just because it's an e-commerce page, doesn't mean it shouldn't sell properly. And our AI has nabbed this for you and noticed and spotted it, and it's showing you, hey, look, your heat report is under your competitors. Even their e-commerce pages are better than yours and have more information. Not all quote-unquote SEO content, is bad. Some of it helps sell, and you need some of this stuff to help sell. So that's also super important for e-commerce and how AI can help you with e-commerce. And something that our AI tool does that no other tool does is it'll help you save you from yourself, right? It looks like automated content. It really looks like automated content, right? If I close this here, look at the scores here. 80% predictable because you're repeating yourself so much, and on average, 8 words in a row that are the top 10 most predictable words you could possibly be using. The competitors are 7.16, so that you'll see these always higher on e-commerce scores. Our tool says you should get this down 4.24 points to 4.1, which is where statistically spot 1 and 2 are. Spot 1 and 2 statistically over thousands and thousands of pages are at 4.1. We know this for a fact. We know that this is where you need to have your page to guarantee the rankings. However, if you're like, Josh, I'm in an e-commerce niche, it's slightly different for me, I'll be like, okay, fine. But at the very least, you need to be at your competitor's 7.16 or under that, I would say.
The thing I noticed about this page, and the reason probably the predictability is up so high, is because it just repeats. Every product listing just repeats the same word. So the GLTR just knows what was said before, and it's like, oh, this is a repeat. So
exactly.
And that's why it's a guarantee this isn't even AI generated. It's just predictable. So
it isn't AI generated, but it is machine generated.
Yeah, I mean that's to me, it's like a human can be predictable too. They just repeat stuff.
Right, of
And
course. Yeah.
so Google doesn't like this page because if you're repetitive, what value are you really bringing? Because let's just say I'm reading a block of text, and if every other sentence or every paragraph just sort of says the same thing, I'm like, oh man, this isn't great. I'm just reading basically the same thing over and over again. So you wasted my time. So that's why these scores are so interesting, because everyone else is like looking at AI detection and is it AI detected?
Right.
But does Google even care?
No,
Do they care more about being a better piece of content and thus predictable,
exactly.
or less predictable rather? So
Yeah,
that's
that's a beautiful point, Greg. Thank you for bringing that up. You're completely right. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Google has said it doesn't matter if your content is is AI generated or machine generated. They've been dealing with machine generated content forever, and this is no different to them. The question is exactly as Greg said: is it valuable content at the end of the day? That's what's important. Is it valuable content? That's all they care about. And if you keep repeating yourself, then no, it's not. And if you're like Josh, but every other e-commerce page repeats themselves, my answer is so what? Just because they're jumping off a bridge, does that mean you're going to do it too? That doesn't count, right? It doesn't matter, right? That's not necessarily a valid comeback, right? That's not necessarily a valid defense. Google, you need to add the most value here. And imagine, and you're still more repetitive than your competitors. They're only 7.16 on average repetitive, words in a row repetitive. You're 8.34 words in a row repetitive. You need to get down to 4.1 to be guaranteed where the stats say words repetitive in a sentence to guarantee that's where the number spot number one and spot number two rankings are 90% of the time. The vast majority of the time is where you need to get.
so. I don't know if this is, we're talking about it. I don't know if it's part of your, main theme here, but this is actually really cool. What we just added on staging is the AI detector, or maybe we'll call it something else, but it clearly shows, for me, I have it in green, the first 1,000 words, and you can clearly see why this page is so repetitive, predictable. And all it is just a click of a thing. So if you want me to demo it really
Yeah,
quick,
yeah,
I can
go
do
for
it
it.
very.
Yeah, go for it.
Uh,
Yeah, so Greg's going to share his screen. He's going to show our advanced AI detection that has a color coding that no other tool does. No other SEO tool has this. It is based on actual scientific papers. That's what he called the GLTR academic approach of detecting AI content that is much more advanced, and we have the stats to prove will help you when it comes to making sure that Google ranks your content and doesn't give you a penalty. Google does penalize very bad repetitive content, whether an AI created it or not. So you need to make sure that you got the AI detection going on here. So it's called the AI detector. This is on our staging. It's not quite deployed yet because we're working out the kinks, but this is our detector here.
let's see if I can get the content to pull up. I may have to import the URL again. Oh, there it is. So
Yeah.
you cut it off right where the navigation started, correct?
I kept the navigation just in case.
No, yeah, no, I mean, I think I kept it. I meant right the stuff above it. You cut out.
It doesn't matter
It
unless
doesn't.
it's not going to show us for the detector.
Oh no, it definitely shows. So with the
So
click of a button,
yeah, I
go
like
ahead.
setting the contrast first so that people get the idea that red is bad. Oh,
And
it'll cut out the content. Okay, never mind. See, like I said, this is why it hasn't been deployed yet because this is just a new feature that we haven't done yet.
yeah, you see how
Yeah, it changes the colors, but we'll leave the color.
we'll leave the color for now, but I may, once I
There,
click
it's red.
analyze, I may be able to change it. So let's what I really wanted to show was just the speed of this. You can quickly analyze your first 1,000 words. Right now we have it set at 1,000 because it's pretty intense
Mm.
computing. So once we beef everything up, we'll probably increase that. But you'll get a very good sense here of why this is so. These predictable numbers are so high just by the color code. So we pop up the numbers.
It's even higher in this. The way you formatted the text is even higher.
Yeah, and you'll see why. Let's see if I can do the contrast. Well, if not,
So the green here is the green is the most predictable. The yellow is the second predictable. The what would you call that? Fuchsia or magenta? I'm
yep.
colorblind, so you're asking the wrong guy.
No, you're correct.
Is the unique, the most unique. So anything in green here, and that's why I like changing the colors because green usually means good. But anything in green here is bad. Anything in green here is we did it this way because the original paper did it this way. That's why we did it this way. But we're going to change it so that people understand that red is bad because usually red's bad. Red means stop. Look at all the green and yellow. Just
But
look at the
this is
huge.
the product. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think the culprit is his product section where he
yeah,
just continues to use the same words, same numbers.
yeah,
It just repeats.
yeah. And this
Uh,
allows you to visualize it really quickly. You could see the green and yellow text of how Google actually sees your page, including their navigation thing they were doing there. If you scroll down a bit there, Greg, to the numbers, scroll down a bit.
uh, I'm just switching the contrast. 1 second. Maybe not.
It's like,
Doesn't like it doesn't like your contrast.
yeah, not a problem. Yeah, like I said, folks, this is on staging. This is hasn't been released yet because we're working the bugs out. We hired a quality control team, which is helping us vastly reduce tons of bugs like this. Yeah, so but that's super interesting. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, no problem. I think it's probably the color coding is a preference thing. I know green is good, but in this case, I know it's bad, and I do like seeing the green. I'm used to it now, but
Yeah,
again, it's
red
just
can seem
clear.
aggressive to some people. Their eyes. Yeah,
Yeah, for me, the color is just too much.
yeah.
And
You can click the color and set your own color as well.
yeah, you can do that. It's just for whatever reason, it's slow. The WYSIWYG editor is not loving that change of colors. So we'll improve that before we release it. But I think it's a great new feature that I don't think exists on the market.
Not
And
at all.
now we have it integrated into the editor. Um, as you know, we're sort of phasing out AI Spy and just calling it beta tools. It's a place for us to, try new tools and work through things, see how people like them. It'll be available, of course, but just sort of downplaying that and gonna rename it beta tools. So
Yeah, and
uh,
currently people can still sign up just for the beta tools if they want. If they just want to see the new tools we have coming out. Uh,
yeah, I definitely recommend the keyword discovery to most people right now, just because of the price point and the ease of use, and the impact it can have on your SEO.
it can
And
change the game entirely. Ranking for the right
that,
keywords is the game.
and if you're not comfortable with our on-page tool yet, keep using your on-page tool, but use this for keyword research. Pretty sure that the on-page tool that we have built with the high-quality article and all the scoring is going to be something that you're going to want to check out. But if you just want to dip your feet in, then that's probably what I would recommend. So anyway,
Yeah,
just wanted
totally.
to share that, and you guys can continue on.
Sure, totally. Thanks, Greg. So yeah, that's super exciting too. And I loved how you could see the huge block of color. Whatever color you set to be the bad color, you could see the bad color, like that Shyamalan movie, The Village, right? It's the bad color. You could see that huge block of the bad color. That's where all the words in a row are predictable. And Google knows no human can put 10 words in a row on average that are going to be the absolute top 1 to 10 words that the AI or a machine would have selected. That's how Google can spot it every single time. It's like a human will never do this. The odds are like 1 in a million that a human would produce this by handwriting it. So that's how you know, on average, humans are like 3 words in a row or 4 words in a row on average that are predictable, except for the occasional sentence, which are very predictable. Like, for more information, contact us at okay, that's like 6 or 8 words in a row that everybody does. So those
Everyone,
outliers are fine, and we take care of those outliers. But on average, if your sentences are like 10 words in a row that were the most predictable that an AI would have predicted, the most first to 10th words that are predictable. It's actually tokens to make it a little bit more complex, word pieces, but I'll just say words to make it easy. Google knows in a second, okay, a machine made that. Like, it can spot it a mile away, and that's why we use it for our AI detection. If you're not using that, you're probably going to be in some trouble. But so finally, let me show you another thing here that's really, really important. So ultimately, the most important thing here, but do you need to reduce it by, sorry, I get rid of the silly thing. Do you need to reduce it by 4.24 points to get down to that 4.1, the average, the 90% average of where spot 1 to 2 is in terms of the predictability of words in a row? No, you don't need to, and it might be difficult to do that with e-commerce content. But if you did it, you'd be even ranking even better and more trusted and guaranteed to be giving valuable information. Your heat score would go up as well, and your content score could very well probably go down as well, which is what you want, which I'll be talking about in a second. This is the most important one probably here for e-commerce.
How would you recommend doing it when these e-commerce pages, they're so structured in terms of how they're broken down? They have the same description, title, price, like the same flow for every product.
Yeah.
And that's why I think in this niche of e-commerce, you see these higher predictable scores. If this was a blog post, they would not be that high.
Of course not.
So what do you recommend for everyone to get that number down?
Yeah, as a blog post, it would only be this high if you got like ChatGPT Turbo to write it. Then it would be this high and it would never rank. So that would be a problem. You'd never see that page because it would be buried in the SERPs. It wouldn't even index. You'd never even see it. So don't get ChatGPT to write your content because it'll be terrible in this average predictability of words in a row. But you're totally right, Greg. For e-commerce content, you're going to often see this because it's so formulaic. It's so tabulated by a machine and put out there. So what could you do to do that? Well, with AI, this is what I would do. I would go here to ChatGPT, and I would probably use GPT-4 would be the better one. And I would set temperature to 1 here. This is the only time I would set temperature. We had some questions. Baba Ali asks, can Google's AI identify the use of the same image on page? Yes, it can. The MUM algorithm, there's some initial data to suggest that this might be possible. That's exactly what the MUM algorithm would do, would be detecting whether the image was not the same as the content and deranking a page for that. We've got some field testing to show that as the case. So you need to watch out for that, which is why you need to use those different images. You need unique images on the page. That could be a major problem. Roger asks or says, you could change the design to a table so you don't repeat words like model, etc. You will only use it once instead. Yep, that's one thing you can do. You can change the design of the page to put this in a table so that things are broken up. But here's another thing you can do to change it up. Instead of saying full specifications, instead of saying the price, instead of saying sale, instead of saying venture trailers, blah, 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 a million times, saying it again and again the same way, again and again and again and again. Here's one idea you could do, is you can go here, you could say, I will give you, let me make this bigger for you. I will give you a product description and write-up. Please reword it using best CTA and SVPs possible. Keep it short. We'll keep it to 30 word pieces is 15 words. 50 word pieces, what we'll put that at. Keep it short. Make them click it. But try to retain the product information and add unique, ever-changing words around it and inside it and after it where applicable. right? So then what we'll do is, for example, like let's say you gave it venture trailers, aluminum thing, low capacity. Might have to work on this a bit. Product name, new product name, and see what it comes up with here. So now here's the new product name. Discover the unparalleled strength of venture trailers, high capacity, aluminum single axle bunk trailer, 1025 load, 1025. Engineered to haul your visions. Click to experience durability like never before. This sentence is what gets put here.
Okay.
And that way, the AI is it's like money laundering, right? It's laundering the titles. It's changing these titles every single time. Now, that might not help in some cases. This is just, I did this in literally 30 seconds. Maybe you want to tweak it. So it keeps this name and it's just putting words on the front or after it so that you're breaking that green block of text, right? If you're putting unique words in front of and after it, you're changing the green and yellow text to maybe fuchsia or purple there or whatever it was, magenta or blue or whatever it was. Best and unique CTA and SVPs as possible. And I could even keep it a little shorter, maybe 30. Trailblaze VAB 1025 aluminum single axle bunk trailer with 25 load capacity, venture forth. So I don't know if that's appropriate. It was probably good the way I had it. That was probably a little bit more appropriate. But with a temperature of 1, it's going to be highly variable. It'll be highly stochastic. And that means when you put a bunch through there, it's going to change this quite a bit. And if you need to be like, Josh, I need it closer to the actual name. Okay, fine. Change this to 0. Start to approach 0, and it'll start putting the actual name in there. Cancel. Whoops. And if you're like, oh, it's doing that, new product name, just do this. Hopefully it won't give you all the rest. There we go. Explore more with Ventures Trailers, VAB 1025. And even if it puts the quotations in there, unless that bothers the hell out of you, I would leave them. Because that's another token. That's a different token that's going to it'll break the predictability entirely, right? Because of that token. So I would say, as long as this is even close to what this is, I would leave this in here. Because it would break the predictability of the tokens in order completely. And you don't necessarily have to use GPT-4 for this. You could try using Turbo. It would be much cheaper and faster to do Turbo. You might even be able to use DaVinci 2 as well. Let's see how well Turbo does on this. One line, please, only. Boom. Trailblazer aluminum bunk trailer. Unleash your adventure with 1025 pounds of load capacity. So it doesn't have the VAB 1025, but it's got some of the stuff in it. So I don't know if that's what you would want. You might need to use GPT-4 to do it. But before you update your, just put an API call out to Turbo here and change this. And then you could have another AI analyze to see if it's too different. Rinse, repeat. So you have two AIs. You do this, then you have an AI that analyzes this, compares it to this. If it's too different, it respits it out again, so it's not so different. So you're making two API calls to Turbo, less than 1,000 tokens. What is that going to cost you? Like 0.03% of a cent?
Yeah.
So you do 10,000 products, it'll cost you what? Like $3, $30? And you have different product names for every single product. And that greatly changes a whole bunch of problems. It will reduce your content score, and it reduces your predictability score, and it will improve your heat score right away, which are all guaranteed to rank you, all guaranteed to have a better chance to get you indexed and a better chance to boost you. So to answer your question, that's exactly how I would use AI to do that. Heck, we could build it into Keyword Spy. It could be a tool. We could put it in beta tools. Could be a tool for e-commerce sites.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking is, could we do something like that? And
Of course. Yeah. Give us your product CSV, and we can parse that data, get the product names, and spit out new product names. Resave the CSV or something like that.
yeah, you could do it in batch. I was actually just thinking within editor as well, just because, maybe
E-commerce guys would probably want to do it in a batch.
I was just thinking about that because of the volume of products that they're typically dealing with per site, per category, stuff like that. So
Yeah. So I would build another AI. Okay, you are and I wouldn't do it all in one thing like this. Although you can. You are a different AI that will analyze the new product name and ensure the important parts of the product name, model number, etc. are in the new product name, and if they are not, redo the product name so that they are. But also still use sales SVP and CTA words to boost clicks. Go. So you have two AIs that would work in conjunction with each other. Something like that I would do. And then I have to get rid of this and then submit it. There you go. So introducing the Venture Trailers VAB 1025, the ultimate aluminum single axle bunk trailer for your adventure. 1025 load capacity. Unleash the trailblazer within. Perfect. Even better.
nice.
So you would use this prompt. API call gets this. Pass it to this. Or a prompt very like this. It spits out that. Take the final version. Update the CSV. Move on. 2 turbo calls, which are both under 50 tokens each. Super, super cheap. 2-second turnaround time for this and this. 4 seconds in total for that. You do 10,000 pages at 4 seconds. You get, what is that? 40,000 seconds. 60 divided by 60. It would take 11 hours. Is that what that's saying?
Yeah, I don't know if that's right.
I don't know if that's correct, but it might take a while. But that is how you would very easily with AI change this thing you get from the product manufacturer to this. If this is good enough, it doesn't have to rewrite it, or it should rewrite it probably to get a better one. And then you got different tokens in here like crazy, and this is really going to change things up. And no other. It'll be selling. It'll increase your CRO, increase your CTA. It'll be great. It'll be great. And it's got the specificity in there as well for the parameters that you want.
And I'm just looking at the GLTR stuff again. I'm looking at all these numbers. I bet you it says select your boat length. I don't know if that was in a drop down, and if that's really, technically should be counted. You think Google will count that? If not, then it probably should be removed. It definitely it hurt all the numbers. Mostly the worst predictable length.
Yeah, here it is. Google sees it in the cached version. Select your boat length.
Oh yeah, I know they see it. I'm just wondering if it's somehow parsed out to them in their eyes. They're like, yeah, we know this is a.
I don't think so. I wouldn't take that risk. I would lean on the side of risk aversion here. I would say they probably see it exactly like this. This was from Google's web cache. This is probably exactly how they see it. With all these numbers. With all these numbers too.
That's more of an HTML situation.
Yep, it definitely is. It definitely is. You could print this in JavaScript so Google doesn't see it. Document write method they don't see in our testing. So yeah, we've got to wrap up here, folks. So you need to bring this number down, and bring this number down is because you have so many keywords in here, right? what that's the most important number, is being over optimized. Also, let's check here what the URL is here. The URL here is this is the URL trailers, so that's good. We don't have any duplicates here. The title is boat trailers for sale. That's fine, but we don't have any other winning keywords in here. If we were to make this title for you, we would use some of the winning keywords. We have boat trailers for sale, shop used boat trailers at affordable prices. Used might not be appropriate, although most of the pages use used. So you might want to specify they're used or not. I'm not sure if on this page they are, or just shop boat trailers. Although most of your competitors have used, which is why that showed up there. And some other AIs might like to use. That's where you might want to go here and be like, okay, hold on a second. Why did used show up there? You'd want to go here to the results. And see where the heck did used come from. Used was used by all the competitors. It was in the neural matching test. And, it was in the rank brain test. And it was in the neural matching test. It was a major synonym in the neural matching test. So you might want to say used, quite frankly, whether or not they're used or not. If they're not used, you're not selling used, obviously that's a problem. But they still rank pretty highly here. They're synonymous with selling boat trailers, is the concept of it being used.
Well, click the three dots and see what the AI thinks it's the intent. If used is.
Yeah, and that's what the AI detects the search intent is. Both boat and watercraft trailers for sale, both new and used, a variety of options available. So obviously, if you're not selling used, you don't want to say it, but if you are, you definitely do, because it is synonymous. It scores very highly in multiple AIs here. It scores very highly in the BERT, very highly in rank brain, very highly in neural matching for the word used. If you don't have any used, obviously you can't do false advertising. You wouldn't want to do that, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I can't give legal advice. This is not to be construed legal advice. But Google thinks it is. And this is where Google and humans can be different. Google's just a dumb AI. It's not super smart yet, right? And it's like and even our AI detects, hey, most of the pages that sell trailers are selling new and used. So that's become synonymous with it in terms of what their AIs are looking for, in terms of what BERT's looking for in the term weighting, in terms of what rank brain's looking for, in terms of what neural matching is looking for. It's literally a synonym. Literally a synonym. A tier 2 synonym. Very close to the original tier 1 keywords. So, you might consider using it, but if you don't do it, obviously you wouldn't do it. And then the meta description, you want to be at the bottom of the sales funnel. If you had a sale on now, I would use it. Best prices available. Continue. You always have the best prices available. So find the perfect boat trailer for sale at unbeatable prices. Upgrade your boating experience with our top quality trailers that guarantee safety and convenience. Don't miss out. Shop now and secure your dream trailer today. Boom. A perfect meta description. A perfect meta description. And then down here, you want to check, okay, how many times are they using the EMQ in the body? 3 times, 4 times, 3 times. The average is 0.7. You can go up to 3. I would use it once in the body. So here's the problem. Here's the problem that a lot of people don't realize. And how many times you always use it in the title tag. And if they don't have it in the URL, you never use it in the URL. One uses it in the meta description, fine. So you can have it in there if you want. So in the title tag, you always want the EMQ, whether the competitors are using it or not. But you need to watch how many times they're using the EMQ in the body. So how many times do we have the EMQ in the body? You can check here under content. And you can check here with the words. Boat trailers for sale is used once in the H1. And I had to fix it because it was like this and it wasn't showing up before. Because the HTML, this is in a span tag, I noticed. And this is in a different span tag. Meaning Google isn't seeing it as an EMQ. You didn't even have the EMQ in there once. But you have it once, that's great. But what happens quite often for e-commerce is that you have it like 50 times in the body. So you need to check what your competitors have, and you need to be in the average of what they're using. Once is fine if it's under 1. But look at your other competitors here, don't have it a lot. That's important. You definitely need it once at least. And some go up to 3. You definitely don't want to go that high. I would stay at 1, 2, absolute max. And then also for your heading tags, you need to follow that as well. How many times they use exact match? You don't even have 1 in an H1, although you have plenty of partial match. So in fact, this H1 here, we can't even do the EMQ for this H1 here, right? So I need to check this. Here it is in the H1 with a span tag. This needs to be at best an H2. Did the H2 even have them? I didn't even notice. Save. Let's go back here. I don't even think the H2 has them. No, H2 doesn't have an EMQ. So you cannot put an EMQ in a header. And again, if you're just following the SEO rules of thumb, you're going to, right? You're going to, and that's going to be wrong. So you need to check also, so you need to check that. That would be super important. And another thing that AI can do for you, our tool can do for you that other tools don't and warn you of. So this, you don't even want this in H2. We're going to want this in bold, probably. That's what we're going to want. And we're going to want this in a paragraph. Which you can use CSS to make as big or small as you want. But as far as our SEO is concerned, look at yourself. They only have 20% of the exact match. 2 partial match words. Boat trailers, probably. And then
I wanted to talk about the potential fantasy league, but I actually have to bounce. I don't know. Maybe we can send out some emails or something. Get some. I wanted to just go some of those ideas and get some feedback. But maybe we can do it next week.
We definitely can. Yeah. What Greg and I are talking about is a fantasy SEO league. We're starting a fantasy SEO league. You guys, do you like fantasy football? Well, we have a fantasy SEO league for you where you can join. Make sure to keep watching the show to find out about that. We'll also send
we're going to take a couple guests who watch the show to be participants, people in Josh's group, and then some other like SEO out there. Maybe they're on YouTube, maybe they're not, but so just a mixed bag of players or teams, if you want to call it. And so an example might be, for instance, we'll have a question. Where the heck did my document go here? Okay, it's over here. What is the primary method for acquiring high quality backlinks in 2023? So there'll be 12 possible answers: guest posting, skyscraper technique, broken link building, influencer outreach, resource page link building, press releases, etc. And you'll look at those questions and you'll say, all right, I know everyone is going to say guest posting. I know that's going to be like when I say everyone, we're going to send out a survey to just a bunch of people in SEO, and they're going to all pick these. And so if 80% of the public pick guest posting, that's going to have a high score. And that may be one question and answer that I would want to get early. So if you know fantasy football, it's based on a snake draft. You have the first pick to the 12th pick, and then 12 through 1, and then keep snaking back and forth. And so you want to pick answers to questions with confidence that the general public is going to be like, yeah, that's definitely the answer. It's sort of like fantasy football. You pick the players who have, great opportunities on their teams to score a lot of points, touchdowns, yards, what have you. So it's the same concept. We're bringing it to SEO.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
I think it's something that I think people will enjoy, and it's fun. It breaks the ice. It lets people get together to do something a little bit fun, but also educational. So I think we're hoping to kick it off in September because we want to do it during fall, and so next week we'll have more details. But I got to run, Josh.
Awesome. Yeah, no problem, Greg. Thanks. You can also do questions like who has the best hair in SEO. Obviously, I'd be one of the names. Who's the handsomest in SEO? Again, that would be one of mine. Just saying. Questions like that.
absolutely. And
he just goes with it. Yeah, thanks, Greg. That's why Greg's a great guy, because he just goes with it. But yeah, okay. Thanks a lot, Greg.
yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. So, guys, I'll wrap this up for you. So, let me show you here why this is important. You need to check your score. You need to make sure you're not over optimized, because that's what happens quite often in SEO, especially e-commerce SEO, because you're repeating again, because of that machine content, you're repeating again and again keywords, which are often in the product descriptions, because you're like, I need to put keywords in my product descriptions. But quite often you're shooting yourself in the foot, because you've gone here and you've put your score way too high. This score needs to go down, and you can do that partially by the way I showed you, by having an AI choose some of the product names, breaking up the EMQs and whatnot if the EMQs are too high. But even if not, if the EMQs are too high, just some of the content can be too high. The scored content here, like we're saying boat 82 times, venture, aluminum, capacity, sail, trailer, these are all too many times we're saying it based on the score. And also we're saying some words not enough. We're not saying shop. We're not saying items, boating, sold, or fees. We're not saying expensive, right? We need to say these spread keywords at least once, and some of the other keywords less times. That's why you need to use an AI. Let me get my face on the screen here somewhere. That's why you need to use an AI to do this kind of calculus for you, because there's no way a human could do it. It's not how to use AI to kill e-commerce. It's if you don't use AI, you will kill your e-commerce, because you need only an AI could calculate all this for you. And we're already doing all those calculations for you in Keyword Spy. So again, you need to make sure that you get this number down. I don't have time to show you how I would do that here, but it's pretty easy. I would redo these words first off. I would redo this with JavaScript so that's not counted. I would redo these descriptions here. I would redo these descriptions here, or not list them again and again and again so many times on the page, so that they're not said so many times, so the score's not so high. And then after you've reduced it to as much as possible, then you add the SEO content. That would be a paragraph that would go up top, or a paragraph that would go on the bottom. That would, again, have some of these sales value propositions, some of these things that you want to do that would tremendously help things out. And then you would build it up from there. So e-commerce SEO, you can make a ton of money at it. It's one of the hugest areas of SEO that you need AI to help you with in this day and age. And I hope you see how Keyword Spy can definitely help you do it. Let me just check to see if we have any final questions before we sign off here. What final questions do we got here, guys? Last questions. All right. So Flipper de Flap says, thanks, Josh. You're welcome. No problem. JP says, pretty good software you built, dude. Thanks. Hey, it's Jordan. That's Jordan. Yeah, I can tell by Jordan's picture there. Hey, Jordan, how you doing, brother? Yeah, thanks. I hope you like it. If you want a private demo, let me know. I can definitely check it out for you. Also, Jordan, so you know, Jordan is another major SEO who's been working in SEO for a very, very long time, who I've known for a very long time. We have an affiliate program, just saying. Anyone out there who might thinking that Keyword Spy is starting to look pretty decent. We're worked out the bugs now. We see the value. We're starting to see the value of Keyword Spy, either Keyword Discovery and or the editor or the spy or all together. Anyone who's thinking, hey, I might want to get in on this gravy train, either to use it or you could also resell it. We're giving a very lucrative commission on people who want to be an affiliate for Keyword Spy. It's on the second month, you get the full first month payment. So if they're at the grandfather price of $144, you get $144 in the second month. If they're on the full price of $244 or whatever we're going to up that to in the future, you get the full price in the second month of the customer being on. So I'm just saying, it's putting that out there because I know JP can move a lot of traffic. Just saying, JP, just saying, Jordan, if that's something that might be interesting to you, just send me an email, brother, and let me know. Back to Your Roots Herb says, is it better to use AI Spy over generating an article in editor? Most of the time, product pages does not require lots of text. I think AI Spy still uses the best keywords from the keyword report. I would use the editor, back to Your Roots. I would use the editor. And again, I would watch those things that I just mentioned. You got to watch the score here. And you got to make sure you don't have super highly predictable content, which comes from doing this again in your page a million times It comes from doing, let me get rid of this, sorry. It comes from doing this in your page a million times. It comes from this in your page a million times. Try using this AI method I mentioned here, that you can automatically rewrite the content to have even better CRO and better CTR. And then you'll see what your content score goes down to. And after that's done, also check to see in your navigation how many keywords you have in here. Like if I delete the navigation that's at the top, you don't know how many keywords you're stuffing in there by accident that you didn't mean to. Let me redo the content score. Yeah, it went down by 2 points. You see, we had a lot of keywords stuffed in just the top navigation that Google does see on the page. Google does see this as page content, right? Because this is the text-only version. This is basically what Google spiders and sees. This is what people have known in the industry for the last 25 years and what Google has said. This is basically what they're seeing here, more or less. So you did have some keywords in there too that you got to be careful. But most of it is from this stuff. Most of it is from this thing here. Most of it is from this thing here. And we don't even have any room for SEO content, which I do think you should have once you get this as low as possible and you get this as low as possible. Also, just notice we have probably too many products here, right? The average is 983. We got 1087. You might even want to get rid of the last row of products here, whatever that is. This last row of products, I think would probably be like 4 or whatever it is. If I delete these and say that's the last row of products and see what we're at now too. Now we're at 882 words. Now if I redo this, this is going to be lower. Great, we've brought it down lower. And if I redid this, this would be lower too. Make sure you are at the word count or maybe a little bit less. But don't go too far under what the competitors have, because users are accustomed to seeing a certain number of trailers as they go on. The other thing is I would have this crossed out and have a sale price. I would have a unique image for each thing. You could definitely do that with AI as well. AI could look at the original price, cross it out, and make a reduced price, or inflate this by 20% and make a reduced price for you. All this stuff in here, all this text you have in here is too repetitive. Probably you could have it in an image. You could have it in JavaScript, so it's not being printed to the page a whole bunch of times, the document.write. You could do all those kinds of things. But most importantly, in e-commerce, you gotta bring this down to the minimum by not having the machine produce this. And you will see boosts. You gotta get it in the green numbers and you're guaranteed to see some boosts. Okay, guys, well, I hope that helped you as much as possible with how to use AI for e-commerce SEO. As usual, if you have any questions, please email me at joshbashinsky@gmail.com. Again, that's questions about joining Underground SEO University. Put secret sauce in the subject line, and I'll have a discount for you for Underground SEO University, where you find all the information about the scientific research we do to prove all this stuff that we're putting into the tool. Or if you just want to try the tool out, again, go to AppSumo to get your lifetime deal for keyword discovery. Super, super deal there. I would take advantage of that. Also, if you want to try Keyword Spy, go to trykeywordspy.com and try it free for 2 weeks. No credit card or email needed. You could try it free for 2 weeks. And if you want to make sure that grandfathered price is still available to you, email me at joshbashinsky@gmail.com. I could see what I can do about getting you the grandfathered price at only $144 a month. Guys, that price is going to go up over time. You see the power of our tool. You see the power of AI and SEO. You can read the writing on the wall. You could see where it's going. A lot of other AI tools have cooled and shut down. Jasper, fired all their employees because they don't know what they're doing. We do. We know how to build AI tools. We're starting to make some good money on this, and we are going to increase prices when we start increasing the products that we have. We're also building an automatic AI auditing system into Keyword Spy. One click, it'll do a full audit for a page and show you things that only a human could do previously and that no other auditing software can do. We're building that into the tool. The price is going to go up over time. I strongly recommend you look at the grandfathered pricing. $144 a month is nothing compared to the money you can make using Keyword Spy and the money you can save using Keyword Spy by improving your SEO and saving your SEO business. Check out our previous videos for how it can apply to affiliate SEO, also in-house SEO, and just regular old SEO and local SEO as well. So guys, I hope that helps you out. If you have any questions at all, as I said, I am always willing to give you a free 5-minute SEO consultation. Email me at joshbashinsky@gmail.com and keep killing it in the SERPs, and we'll see you guys next time. So now how do I turn this damn thing off? Oh, here we go. All right. See